Well, hello, you guys. Welcome to Dog Hugs.
Welcome to Dog Hugs.
So great to see you. Hi, Spider. Come on over here, little buddy. So, you guys, we got some sad news on Saturday that we lost one of our members of our Dog Hugs team. Of course, you guys know Robbie. Her loved dog, Henrietta, passed away on Saturday. So today we are honoring Henrietta, and we are honoring all of the lives of our pets. Geraldine, over to you.
So I'm going to take a few minutes, if you don't mind, first of all, to let Robbie know that we love her and we love Henrietta. We are so sorry that Henrietta has taken her journey over the Rainbow Bridge. And one of the things I'd like to pause and read for you today is Henrietta's eulogy, if you'll allow me. It's I have my tissues here, but I think it's really important to share how Robbie feels, because Robbie is not alone, and I want her to feel that way today. So please reach out and extend your best wishes and your thoughts and anything you'd like to share, and also to let others know that are in the same situation that they're not alone either, that we're here for them, their friends are there for them, and Robbie, we're definitely here for you.
Yes,
as always.
Please, folks, give us certainly extend your condolences to Robbie and give us tributes to your pets that you'd like for us to remember today as well.
Please do. So if you don't mind, I'm going to pause and read Robbie's eulogy regarding Miss Henrietta. It's called River Views, and it is a heartbreaking farewell to a river dog. I'd had a different column entirely in mind until everything changed in my life on Saturday morning. I had to say goodbye to my heart dog, Henrietta. Hen was a senior, and she'd been struggling with heart issues for the past year. We'd undergone cardiac ultrasounds. I say we because I was there with her to hold her paw, try to calm her down, and let her jump on me and cover me with the ultrasound gel the second they were done. She was on 3 medications a day and couldn't ram around the house as much as she used to because she'd start coughing. I'd adjusted my lifestyle to enhance hers. She didn't have to walk up and down stairs. I put her on and off the bed furniture and the bed and the furniture. When we went for walks, we rode in her stroller, and she was treated for more short, slower car rides. So she could have her head out the window and just, sniff the smells. And I know she was letting that wind blow through her hair. On Saturday morning, I woke my husband, Tim, and said there was something really wrong with Henrietta. She was struggling to breathe. She couldn't or wouldn't move from wherever I had laid her down. I held her close and called our veterinarian, and we got into the veterinarian immediately. Our vet delivered the news that I knew I would never be ready for, that Henrietta's lungs were filled with fluid and her oxygen levels were dangerously low. I wasn't able to grasp the meaning and assumed there was a treatment or a miracle shot or some kind of pill. Our vet, Dr. Nino, then said we could try to get Hen to a specialty vet where they could put her in an oxygen chamber and hopefully stabilize her. Our vet wasn't sure Henrietta could survive the 1-hour car ride to that location. She also wasn't certain if she could be saved. In fact, she might suffer and pass away alone with strangers surrounding her, and I could never live with myself if that happened. I needed to be with her. I needed her to be with me, hear my voice, feel my arms around her. I needed Henrietta to know how much I loved her and always would. She'd been there with me by my side for the death of my parents, my children moving out of the house, leaving me with an empty nest. She shared my fear and pain and recovery from breast cancer surgeries, treatments, and surgeries that followed. We loved one another unconditionally. When I was stressed out, Henrietta would come lean against my leg. I would pick her up, feel her heartbeat next to mine, and I calmed down. I know that feeling personally. She gave me comfort for so many years. I hated it, but I had to make the decision to give her comfort, to be with her as she drew her last breath. She'd been with me through so much, and she couldn't pass without me by her side, whispering how much I loved her and hoping she'd be reunited with Spencer and Jesse and Lucy on the Rainbow Bridge. Before she passed, I reminded her about all the adventures we'd been on together, road trips, Thousand Island vacations where she was the only one of our pets who came with us, snuggling together, all the treats and clothes and other items I lavished on her. I reminded her of the time she had the dislocated hip and was on complete bed rest, and I stayed by her side the entire 2 weeks, canceling 2 trips I had planned and paid for. All the time and research I did to assure I was doing all I could for her heart issues. I rescued Henrietta from a puppy mill. She so quickly became a part of me. My family joked that I loved Henrietta better than I loved anyone else. And I personally have heard that thousands of times. I rarely argued. Today, as I type this column, I realize I haven't spoken one word in about 6 hours. I used to talk to Hen all of the time. I'd talk about breakfast, what they were saying on the radio, about the laundry I was folding, the weather, the bugs in the grass when I took her out. I could talk with Hazel or Ickis, but right now it feels disloyal. Every time I try to utter a word, I start crying. Just 3 days ago, I took a photo of Hazel and Henrietta in the bathroom, staring at me as I was brushing my teeth. This morning, Hazel sat in the same space because it was her habit. I broke down. The tears have been falling almost since I woke up at 5 a.m. I feel you, sister. Hang in there, Robbie. I keep looking around thinking Henrietta will be in her bed. I keep waiting for her to do frantic barking when Murray starts barking. I keep wanting to feel her warm, furry, loving body against mine with her head nestled into my neck. I had to let her go, and along with her went a piece of my heart and my soul that is lost forever. I'm struggling to imagine my days without her. Everyone tells me it'll get easier, but right now I cannot breathe. I can't eat. I can't imagine life without my river dog, Henrietta Madison Hess. R.I.P. my beloved Henrietta.
Beautifully done, Joanne. Thank you, Tina. Pets for our fur children. I lost my beloved cat Rudy 4 years ago. He will always be in my heart. Yes. Crystal, so sorry for your loss. Prayers to you and your family. Yasminka, hello from Europe, Serbia. I've got 2 cats and a dog. Blessings to you. Keti, dobro večer. Hello. Erica Hess. Love. Thank you for those beautiful comments, folks. And we would love to share some more. Wow. Is there life after the dog? Maybe your heart is breaking right now. Your beloved dog is gone. And I'm not going to tell you what you should do. There's no should. When a dog dies or is gone missing for so long, it's time to say goodbye. If you've put your dog down as I did, as Robbie did, please know that death with dignity is life affirming. There's never the right time to euthanize. There's always the pain, but the gift you give your dog by ending his suffering, her suffering, is life affirming. Your feelings honor your beloved companion. All your feelings are welcome. Sadness, grief, hurt, pain, fear, anger, guilt, joy. If you're feeling numb, that's okay. At some point, you'll be ready to allow your emotions to surface. I cried more tears. Come here, Spider. I cried more tears for my dog Higgins than for my two human friends when they passed. And I felt guilt about that. But when I let go of my self-judgments about my grief over Higgins passing, come on, Starter, come on down here, buddy. Good job. I was able to reconnect to the life that we shared. We usually outlive our dogs. Come here, buddy. Good boy. Okay, go get it. Atta boy. Good job. To have a dog is to sign up for this inevitable sadness. Learning to live with loss is an essential part of life. And it's not easy. But to deny the pain is to deny that we live, that we love, that we matter for each other. If you feel alone right now, it may give you comfort to remember how richer your pet made you and made those years. And know that you're not alone. You're connected with the Rainbow Bridge to all who have gone before and all who carry on living, carry on loving, carry on mattering. So cry, laugh, remember those sounds, sights, smells, touches. Remember all those habits and little adjustments we made for our dogs, some of which we still make unconsciously. Those are now places in our hearts. Honor your dog, your companion, your friend, your best friend who lived that life of unconditional love, that sometimes knuckleheaded beast who always accepted you, who accepted you maybe more than you accepted yourself. Your relationship with your dog continues. It's not weird, it's not wrong, it's right. A piece of your heart feels lost, but your dog gave you a piece of his heart, her heart. Your hearts together celebrate what you shared, gave, received. So carry on. Carry on.
Spider agrees.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Beautiful.
thank you. Thank you. And beautifully said to Robbie. Geraldine, you have some real wisdom for folks. I know that you've experienced, as have I, your own past lost. You know, I'm thinking of Chip right now.
Oh, Chipper. I have a Chipper bobblehead over here.
Yeah, let's say Chipper bobblehead.
Chipper bobblehead.
Nice.
You know, Chipper is was such a great pup, and I lost him in October. So that's one of the reasons why I still have that raw part of me that looks for him or sees him around the corner or hears him go woo 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 woo. That's how he conversed with me, was to tell me when I returned home from the office every day. If he wasn't with me, he would tell me what happened that I missed. So, there are parts of him that were so charming and lovely, and he taught me so many things about myself that I love having that constant positive reminder around about those lessons. So
Beautiful.
so honoring him, he's lovely. I rescued him. He's a sweetheart. The family that he was an oops puppy. So the family that actually had him as an oops puppy, I'm still friends with them. And he helped me train so many wonderful dogs, like Siegfried and Roy's dogs. He helped me train Frank Thomas's dogs. He helped me train some of the most wealthiest people in the world and some of the poorest people in the world, train their dogs. He's seen the gamut. He lived on a houseboat with me in Los Angeles. Like, he's had the coolest life. And so to see that end of that era was a big deal for me. So there are a lot of landmarks there. So I completely understand why people, it's a tough loss to grieve. And people say, why do they pass away so quickly? I only got 10 years, or I only maybe was lucky enough to have 17 years. And I believe, and I've heard many people say two things. One is they come back to you through another pet. And I completely agree. I've watched it happen so many times, and I know people think I'm crazy, but I'll tell you a couple of stories in a minute, and if you want to hear them. And also, probably the most important one is it's the that you get the chance to own more of them and learn more lessons about yourself. They're such a great teacher. They help us deal with so many things that are human, that we're going to have to deal with anyway. They're just part of being a human. That's what we sign up for, as being a human. So it's really important to keep those things in mind, but it is a heartbreak, and you're not alone.
Yes.
Obviously, today you are not alone, and we're here, and hopefully we can help you find inspiration on how to grieve, and let yourself grieve. Give yourself permission to grieve, regardless of what the circumstances that present themselves around how your pet passed away. Because I've been training a puppy before, and the next thing I know, the owner will call me and say the puppy's passed away, and I'll say, what happened? And I just feel so terrible for them, for the situation. So I've seen many, and I've had to face heartbreak head on with them in a way that was completely unexpected, and help them find the place of peace that can help them move on and own that other pet or another dog.
Beautifully said, Geraldine. Yes, it's a very, very personal experience, and however it is right. I'm thinking of my dog Higgins, who I dedicated my dog training book to, along with my parents. And this photo is titled "Happiest Dog on the Planet." And I just love this picture of him. He loved the water. As much as Spider hates the water, Higgins loved the water. And
Beautiful. So beautiful.
I sometimes have to catch myself and I sometimes wish that Spider would love the water. And it's like he's not Higgins. Serendipitously, on our morning walk, I ran into some neighbors I hadn't seen literally since Higgins's passing. This is
Wow.
some years ago. 6.
Wow.
Can't remember how many years it's been. 6 years. And reintroduced myself, and it just, seemed like a blessing that I happened to run into these retirees today, Fred and Gretchen. We used to walk our dogs together, and their dog is long since passed, Lily. Yeah. So we're also honoring today Joey. Greg Gondron, who's pictured here with Joey, was our guest back on April 22nd. And at the time, Joey had cancer, and he also passed away on Friday. And so we're also honoring Joey today. Do you have a pet, folks, whom you'd like to honor?
Please share with us. Definitely share. We would love to hear from you. We understand you're not alone. We hope you understand you're not alone.
Yeah.
And that we can all grieve together, or maybe turn that into a positive and find some way to think of all the really great experiences you had with that pet. There are many grieving books out there that talk about the happy moments and all the blessings.
It's a real celebration. You know, after Higgins passed, I, like Robbie, am a writer, and I began to write about him. And that ended up being that book. Right.
Life's a Bark.
Life's a Bark.
Which I have right there.
Oh, you do now?
Yeah.
It's lovely.
Right there, right there.
Look at that.
Oopsie! I just knocked down my. Right there. I just knocked down my other bobblehead. Sorry.
Very sweet. Yeah, the feelings that we have, it really honors their life and really celebrates the bond that we shared. Beautiful comment here, Evelyn. We lost our baby Nina on June 2nd. Wow.
So sorry, Evelyn.
Tumor. She was our sweet little girl. Thank you for sharing that with us, Evelyn, and we hope that we can bring you some comfort and happy remembrances as well through the sadness. Geraldine, you may know about support.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's how we hold each other up, right? Through these moments. This is when you store I heard someone once say, you store your grain in the belly of your neighbor. And that's a metaphor for a way that you take care of them and then they take care of you one day. And one of the things that we do for each other is we hold each other up through tragedy. As I've been mentioning to Robbie every day, I'm here to hold you up. Can't make it better. It may never get better, but man, I'm here to hold you up. So there are many support groups around the world, actually, around the country, but around the world. And there are quite a few support groups that'll be there for you when you have your worst moments. And when Chip was passing away, I was lucky enough to have landed upon an amazing group of women who have come together to help support all pets within their church ministry, their parents, to be able to handle when their pet passes. So they actually have a pet support group. It's called a pet ministry, which I think is so lovely. And I know there are many around the world. So I would love for you to go Google in your neighborhood or your area where someone maybe has a great support group for pet grief, pet loss, and go there and utilize that resource. They were so sweet. So when Chip passed away, they actually gave me this amazing book that said, "I will see you in heaven." And inside, they gave me a letter about what pets really mean to us, which is such a special thing to read because it just confirms, reinforces, and of course makes you cry your eyes out, but it's worth every tear. And then they gave me this amazing gift. This is actually the pet ministry of a really wonderful church here in Leawood, the Church of the Resurrection, which is the largest Methodist church in the United States. And I am helping them with a train a service dog. And so when they sent this to me, they sent me a packet of forget-me-nots so I could plant some flowers in my yard to always remember Chipper, because every day he brought such beauty and fun into my life. And I thought that was so special. And also for myself, I went ahead and I had his nose and his paw print made. And then I go and I read other books that are inspirational, that have stories about just one more day with your pet, and their gratitude stories of how they spent their days with their pets, which are inspirational and bring that feeling back to me and replace the sadness, turn it into a positive. So
yeah.
And also, I always wear my jewelry, or I always have something on that sparks my love, brings that love factor back, because it's really all about the love. If you wipe everything else away, the love is where I like to live or hover in that love zone.
Beautiful. We have a lovely and heartbreaking comment from Tom.
Oh,
2 years ago, my 5 puppies have parvovirus. It's hard for us in Bangladesh to take best medicine for all the puppies. I tried the best, but they did not survive. Important part is when they are so sick, and I know they're not going to survive, but when they show me on that moment and I see in their eyes, it says to me, you can save us. Thomas, thank you so much for expressing that. That sounds really hard. Yeah.
it's
Thank you
so
so
hard, Thomas. Thank you. It is a tough thing when they're looking at you and you don't have all the answers in your hands. And I know that happens to many people many times, probably many times a day across the world.
Last year, I saved 26 dogs from parvovirus. It feels so good. Wow.
So focus on that.
Thomas, you are amazing.
Focus on saving
Wow.
the 26. That's incredible. Don't focus on the ones you lost. Focus on the ones you saved.
Bravo.
Bravo.
Wow.
I know many people have saved dogs from parvo. It is possible. It really is.
Yeah. Good on you. Beautiful story, Thomas. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you, Thomas.
Bailey, hello. It's great to have you with us today.
Hi, Bailey.
Yeah. So, folks, do you have somebody else who you would like to remember today, a pet of yours? And they're not a vet.
Wow. Yeah, I think that parvo can be healed. This is disclaimer first.
Yeah.
We are not asking you to do this and by any means, but I have witnessed people heal pets from parvo without medications or a vet. I don't recommend it, but it is possible. So Thomas, I know you don't have great vet care where you are. Hail to you. Great work.
Beautiful.
Bless
Beautiful.
you.
Hero, Thomas. Thank you.
Wow.
Well,
Right?
I would love to know, as my shelter shout out, I'm giving a shout out to the Puppy Mill Rescue, where Robbie rescued Henrietta. And I don't know the name of us, but we'll find out and share that with you. But that's who I'm giving a shout out to today.
And I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because my shout out is to all the puppy parents who rescue puppy mill dogs, including I think was it Edie that had rescued the puppy mill Wheaton Terrier, and Robbie who rescued Henrietta from a puppy mill. I can name 20 others right now, but I will just pause and say thank you for rescuing dogs that have been treated in this fashion. The dog that inspired it was, the pet ministry that I told you about. The dog I'm training with them is a puppy mill mom who was rescued, kind of ambushed. They actually went to the owner of the puppy mill and said, "You aren't doing this anymore. We're taking your dogs." And just took them, and we've been retraining them as service dogs. So bless all of you who are out there working with these pets. They're usually a little special needs in some fashion, and it does take a very kind, strong heart to work with them. So thank you.
Yeah, blessings. Well, my personal blessings today, of course, go to Robbie. And sharing that honoring of Henrietta. I'm sending you, and I know Geraldine, you probably have some words as well, strength and comfort, and holding you in whatever feelings are coming up for you right now. They're all welcome. You are welcome.
And I'm going to be very candid, because I feel like it helps tremendously if people can hear the words that it never really gets better. You learn to live with it. It's not something people say, oh, it'll get better. I say, no, it doesn't. It really doesn't. And it doesn't have to. And you're okay even carrying that with you the rest of your life. And I'd prefer you carry it with you that way, because that means they had an impact on you. They actually affected you and it mattered, and you care enough to have an emotional response to that presence. That means something. And in our world today, or in our world at any point in this universe or this lifetime or this just our existence, it's great to have those feelings. That's why we're here. We should embrace them. We shouldn't be afraid of them or run from them. We should carry them with us. So Robbie, we'll help you learn to carry it. But I miss Cece every day. I miss Jethro, the first dog I ever owned, every day. And I always will, and they're wonderful. But I do believe they've come back to me, and we're going to eventually have a guest on that's going to discuss that with us, about how your dogs come back to you through other pets. And you can think we're crazy if you'd like, but if you've owned enough pets, you probably have seen a spark of that at some point. And I think Henrietta's going to come back to you, Robbie. I really believe that. And we're here to hold you up until she does.
Beautiful. Well, folks, thank you so much for joining us today. And we look forward to sharing tomorrow's show with you as well. So blessings to you all. And we look forward to sharing tomorrow as well. Bye, folks.
Bye, guys.